Good morning. Okay, so I realize it's not probably good morning for a lot of you, and technically it's no longer morning for me either. However, I do tend to make my hydration water in the morning, so I'm saying good morning. Plus, I just really like saying good morning to people. All right, I'm Sabrina with Begin Being, the channel dedicated to guiding you to being the best version of you, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. If you want to know more about the mission of Begin Being, go ahead and click the link below titled, Now That You're Woke, What Do You Do? All right, today's video is going to be about hydration. Do you find yourself getting hungry throughout the day? For like no reason, just kind of got the munchies, you're hungry. Well, it turns out you actually might be dehydrated. And here's the thing, you're not alone. 37% of the US population actually mistake hunger for thirst for hunger. So they mistakenly think that they're hungry when they're actually thirsty. Now, why is being hydrated critically important for your health? Well, just a 2% drop in your body water can cause chronic fatigue, trouble with math, trouble focusing, and fuzzy short-term memory. 94% of your blood plus the fluid in your eyes is actually made of water. 60% of your muscles is water. And 30% of your oxygen actually comes from water. Now, if you have a lack of oxygen, you also feel fatigued. Altogether, the human body is about 75 to 80% water. Now, taking all of that into consideration, I'd say staying hydrated is pretty important, wouldn't you? Now, here's the thing though, 75% of the US population is chronically dehydrated. Yes, 75% of us are chronically dehydrated. And it turns out the lack of water from the day before can actually cause daytime fatigue from today. The body does not compensate, it does not make up for a lack of water. It does not adapt. And what happens is your body actually heats up and then it slows down your metabolism. Now, on the other hand, adequate water intake actually helps you to stay healthier and maintain a healthy weight. 98% of dieters actually use water to control hunger pains. And when your body is more hydrated, you actually feel more energetic. So with the lack of water, your blood, muscles, oxygen levels, and your overall organs suffer. So you end up feeling fatigued, have trouble concentrating, and experiencing weight gain. Or you can choose to be hydrated. You'll have better concentration. You will actually can experience maintaining a healthy weight and experiencing having more energy. So by now I'm sure you're wondering, well, what's the best way to stay hydrated? I'm glad you asked. All right, so I used to hear that you should drink around 8 to 12 glasses of water a day. Not very specific. And what exactly is a glass? Like, is this a glass or is this a glass? Because there's a size difference in between that. So 8 to 12 glasses, whatever size that might be, how do I judge? Well, it's actually really simple. All you do is you take half of your body weight and drink that in ounces of water a day. So for example, if you weigh 100 pounds, you're going to drink 50 ounces of water a day. That's it. It's that simple. Now, there are different ways you can measure that to maintain it. And one of the ways I do it is I drink a container of water until it's all the way empty. So for example, I know how many ounces is in this container, and of course I know how much I weigh, so I know how many of these I have to drink a day. So what I'll do is in the morning I will fill it up, I'll drink it, and I'll continue to fill it up throughout the day until I've had the right amount of ounces. This particular bottle is from Contigo. It's the Auto Seal version. I really enjoy it, and throughout my channel, I'm trying to kind of like show you what I use. As of right now, I don't get any financial benefit for doing so. I just like to do it because that might save you like research time and stuff like that. So this is one of my favorites. It's a Contigo water bottle. It's incredibly spill proof, which I travel a lot. I am a trainer of Neurolinguistic programming, NLP. If you have no idea what I just said, you can check out some links below on that. And I train in Huna as well, which is like a Hawaiian ancient energy technique, similar to Reiki if you know what Reiki is. But I travel a lot, so this goes on the plane with me and so on, and I really want to make sure I have a good bottle that is spill proof. And it's also really easy to like take in the water. So all you do is push this button. There's no, like, you just push this button right here. There's no screw top or, you know, nothing to move or anything like that. So you just squeeze in the button, drink, and you're good to go. So I really like this one. It is one of their larger sizes. Another bottle that I use is a Takeya bottle, and my work actually put this one together. I don't know if you can see that it has our 40th anniversary on there, 40 years. So this one, it's just bigger. So sometimes if, like I said, I'm traveling, or maybe I go on a lot of hikes and stuff like that, so sometimes I'll take this one, because it does contain, or it's able to contain more liquid. If I'm gonna be out all day, sometimes I will bring both. So I'll have both with me. I'll start out drinking this and then switch to this. This one I love because it has the handle, so you can, if you have one of those like clips, you can hook it onto there. The thing that I don't like as much about it is it does have the screw top lid, so you do have to unscrew it in order to be able to drink it. However, again, it is super spill proof, so you can dump it upside down and no water is going to come out. So that's what I do to make sure I'm getting the right amount of water every day. Now, another thing to keep in mind is how you're drinking your water. So it turns out like chugging your water, just slamming a whole bunch of water, is actually not helpful, and because water can actually act as a diuretic. So what can happen is if you just chug 8 ounces of water, you can actually end up losing 10 ounces of water. So it's best to just kind of sip throughout the day. Another reason why I really like my water bottle, because I can just take a small sip throughout the day, set it down, and a few moments later pick it back up and take another sip. So also just pay attention to how you're drinking, and then pay attention to the other things that you're drinking too. So for example, if you drink a cup of coffee, you actually have to drink 2 cups the same size of water to be able to compensate for it. And that is not included in your daily intake. So say, going back to the 100 pounds, 50 ounces example, say I'm drinking 50 ounces of water, that's my daily quantity I need to stay hydrated. Well, if I drink 1 cup of coffee, I then have to drink 2 extra cups of water in addition to my 50 ounces. Same thing is sort of true with soda. It also contains caffeine, most of them do anyway. The thing is though with soda is it's also very acidic. So technically you should drink about 3 or so times. So if you drink, 1 soda can, you drink 3 of the equivalent like soda cans of water. So just pay attention to like what else you're consuming throughout the day, because it might not just be the 50 ounces or whatever it is for you. It might not just be that amount. You might have to add more to it. And that's actually a really important part, because if you are drinking too much liquid with acidity, it can actually turn your body from alkaline to like more on the acidic level. And as everyone knows, or hopefully knows, when your body is more acidic, it can actually start leading to diseases in the body. So I highly recommend drinking more of the water whenever you're drinking anything acidic, and that way you keep that pH balance for you. And then when you're exercising, which I do have some videos on exercising, and click the links down below. When you're exercising, you want to make sure you're drinking water before, during, and after. Another reason why I like my hydration water in the morning, because then I've got a lot of hydration already before I do any exercise work. And then keep in mind, a person loses about 16 ounces of water per pound they lose during exercise. So just keep that in mind, and you're naturally more thirsty when you're exercising anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem for you to stay hydrated while you're exercising. Now, another thing that you want to keep in mind is the quality of your water. And I could do a whole video on the quality of water, trust me. So what I have is I have a reverse osmosis system hooked up to my fridge. So I can just get water straight from my fridge, and it also remineralizes it as well. So that's one way that you can make sure the quality of your water is the best possible. I don't necessarily recommend drinking tap water. If you own your own home, your water company should, at least in the area where I live, they should send you an annual report of the water quality. If they don't, or if you're renting maybe, I would highly, or if they don't do it in your area, I would highly recommend calling your water company and getting their annual statement of the water company. And then you can see all of the fun, interesting things that are in your tap water. So again, just keep that in mind and try to drink quality water if it's available for you. Now, besides drinking half of your body water and weight, what else can you do to stay hydrated? Personally, I make what I call hydration water. So I like mine with ice. I like colder drinks. You don't have to put ice in yours. You can have it room temperature. Some people say that's healthier. Some people, there's conflicting studies on that. Or you could potentially warm it. I wouldn't warm it too much because you don't want to heat the ingredients. But those are the ways you can drink it. And I'm going to show you what I do to make my hydration water. So the first thing that I do is I get a lemon. Now the benefits of lemon, it contains vitamin C, no scurvy for me, mateys. All right, that was probably not the best pirate accent. I'll work on that one. All right, but it contains a lot of vitamin C, which is very helpful for your immune system. It also improves skin health, and it's actually often used in topical skin treatments as well, not the lemon, the vitamin C. And it can also help your body produce collagen too. And there was actually a study done in 2016 that said that it can prevent, I think I got a seed in there. Be careful you don't get seeds in there. Hopefully they fall to the little bottom part there. All right, but it can prevent the damaging effects of skin aging, or at least to premature skin aging. So good for the skin as well. It also aids in digestion, and it helps with your gut as well. So it helps to reduce the aging of your gut to keep you healthy. And it also may prevent kidney stones as well. I'm just gonna set this to the side for now. So you squeeze your lemon in there. And some people, they'll then use the fleshy parts, like the skin. They'll then use that, like they'll grate it for cooking as well. So you can reuse your lemon for multiple purposes. Now the next thing I put in is apple cider vinegar. Oh, also with your lemons, just make sure, or if you can, try to make sure that they're organic lemons, and that way you're getting the best possible, like not a lot of pesticides and stuff like that. All right, but the apple cider vinegar that I like to use is called Bragg, and it's organic, it's raw, unfiltered. So those are the things you want to look for. You want to look for raw, unfiltered. And then you also want to look for where it says with the mother. I don't know if you can see that. If not, I'll just put it in the description below. I'll put a link to maybe like Amazon or something to this. All right, so the reason why you want to look for the mother is because it's actually very beneficial. And sometimes mine's not doing it right now, but sometimes when I travel, I come home and everything's kind of like sunk to the bottom. So it looks like it's gone bad. It hasn't. That's just the mother in there. So sometimes you can actually see a little bit of it, like it looks like something weird's floating around in there. It's a good thing, don't worry. And you just shake it up. So you just shake it and everything goes back to normal. It like goes back in there. All right, so for today, we're going to use 1 tablespoon. You can use 2 tablespoons, and a lot of the benefits in the studies that I've read, people are using 2 tablespoons. We're gonna start off with 1 though, because it does have a very interesting taste if you're not used to it. So it's definitely a taste it's kind of an acquired taste. It's a taste to get used to. I actually really like it now. And for some people, it's kind of, like I said, interesting. So start off with 1, and then if you're totally fine with it, if it's great, definitely, if you're comfortable with it, move up to 2. If the 2 is gonna prevent you from drinking it, just stick with 1. Everything is fine with 1 as well, so just stick with 1. And the benefits of apple cider vinegar is it's potassium, calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium. Now, magnesium is an interesting mineral in that 75% of us are deficient in it. Now, what's the problem with that? Well, every organ in your body actually needs magnesium. I could do a whole episode on magnesium and its benefits for your body and what happens like when you don't get enough of it. Let me know in the comments below if you want to know more about magnesium and its health benefits and health effects. Let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll do one of those in the future. It's also a good source of antioxidants, and that's actually why you want the mother in there. So the more of the mother that is retained, which is why you want it to be the raw, unfiltered, because if you don't leave it raw, sometimes you destroy a little bit of the mother, and that's what contains the antioxidants. So the more of the mother that gets retained in there, the more antioxidants you get with your apple cider vinegar. All right, let's put that back up. Other things that it can do is it helps with weight loss, reduces blood sugar and blood pressure, lowers cholesterol, and eases acid reflux. Now again, some of those studies that were showing that were with 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And then some people also put it on their skin topically. So the acidity in apple cider vinegar is actually similar to the acidity in your skin. So you can get like a cute cotton ball or something, and put a little bit on there and rub it on your face. And it actually helps with acne, and it helps with eczema as well. It can actually also kill germs, and some people use it like as a shampoo for their hair. It's actually very healthy for your scalp, and it can reduce dandruff. So there are many benefits from using apple cider vinegar. All right, the next thing that we're gonna add is salt. Wait, what? Salt? I thought you were supposed to avoid salt. Okay, so sort of. What you're supposed to avoid is the table salt. So table salt is basically sodium and chloride, and it's taken out all of the other minerals. Some of the table salt re-adds iodine because a lot of people are deficient in iodine. True salt, your sea salt, has a ton of minerals in it. And most people, guess what? They're also mineral deficient. So adding sea salt to your diet and avoiding processed foods with a bunch of table salt, or avoiding table salt altogether, actually improves your health. So we're gonna add some sea salt to our concoction here. All right, so sea salt, on the other hand, actually keeps you hydrated because it has natural electrolytes. So throw away all the sugary Gator, Powerade type drinks that contain a lot of artificial flavors, and drink some hydration water. And it's also great for muscle cramps. It regulates your blood pressure and has a lot of skin benefits as well. So it has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties, and a lot of people will use it topically, like in skincare, like exfoliation, like skin rubs and stuff like that. So people will like put it on their face, and you can actually get salt body scrubs, and you can, you know, in your bath, you can go ahead and just like scrub your whole body, and it's really good for exfoliating. And it's been shown to be really good for acne, eczema, psoriasis, and anti-aging. So a lot of benefits from just sea salt. And it also nourishes your adrenals. So if you are craving salt or salty foods, you might actually have adrenal fatigue. Definitely recommend getting something like that checked out. And please do not eat the salty foods, because the salty foods generally just contain sodium chloride and not all of the minerals that you actually need. So a lot of like salty chips, popcorn, that kind of stuff, it's probably just your normal table salt, and that's what you want to avoid. That's not going to help your adrenals. All right, so make sure and get that checked if you are constantly finding yourself craving salty foods. So it also improves digestion. So it helps in the making of hydrochloric acid. And hydrochloric acid is needed to break down the foods you're trying to digest, especially protein. People that aren't producing like enough hydrochloric acid, sometimes they can actually have a problem after eating meats. So if you have a problem eating meat, you don't feel all that well afterwards, I would definitely get that checked out, because it could be that your body's not producing enough hydrochloric acid. And that can lead to many digestive issues, like leaky gut, for example, bloating, gas, heartburn, and indigestion, which can lead to chronic diseases. Now, there are many different salts that you can use, and as you can see, I'm a bit of a salt geek. So I have various different types of salt. A lot of these come from Hawaii, and this one is, it's like a black color. So it's like a black sea salt, and uhai is what it is. And it's like made differently, basically. So it's like the dark black smoke. Okay, so it's made with like a rising, like this black smoke that rises from like a coconut shell. So that's this one. And then you also have like this clay type sea salt. So it's more of like the pink color like you'll see in Himalayan sea salts. And this one is actually just homemade. So there are people in Hawaii that will go and they will make their own sea salt. They'll let the salt like evaporate on stones near the ocean. So this is actually just homemade pure sea salt. And then the one that is usually my go-to, I travel a lot again, and so this one is Redmond's Real Salt, and they have these cute little, hold on, let me get one for you. This is so cute, I had to show you, because a lot of the times, you know, when I'm out somewhere, they just have regular table salt, or I'm traveling and I want my good salt. So I actually keep one of their little bottles in my purse. So you can order one of these little bottles. Like I said, total salt geek. Yes, I do carry salt in my purse. And I will order like the big bags like this, and then put them in my salt grinder. They have coarse, fine, all sorts of options, but here, let me hold this up so you can see it. So this is my go-to. Now, what's interesting about this particular sea salt, it's actually from the Jurassic era. So what happened was there was, wherever this is from, there was ocean there, and then of course the ocean receded, and this got left in a cave. So this is not touched by man, not touched by any pollutants or anything like that. It's just been in a cave since the Jurassic era. And it actually has over 60 different minerals in here. You can go to their website, I'll put a link below, but you can go there and you can see all the different minerals that are in here. But like I said, it's over 60. That's a little bit more than the 2 that are in your table salt. So that is why sea salt is so important, because you have all of that extra in there. Oh, and it's also organic safe. So if you are making organic foods, it is considered organic safe. It is OMRI listed, which basically means that it's like a government regulation site that you can list your product in to be safe for organic stuff, and I think it's kosher too. Okay, so salt. I don't have an exact measurement for the salt, but basically I just kind of put it in there and then I stir. And then, of course, water. So the quality water, again, just make sure you're getting something that is going to be a clean water source. And then it's up to you on how much you put in there. So I put somewhere around this amount. Of course, more water is going to dilute the taste more. So again, if you're new and the taste is kind of weird for you, especially if you're not used to healthy eating, sometimes like healthier foods just taste weird because you're not used to it yet. So you can add more water if this is like too strong. For me, it's not too strong. I love it, and my ice has been sort of melting since we've been doing this, but now you've made your hydration water. I love it. You're going to experience, you know, that feeling of like salivation, salivation when you do like a lemon. So you're going to have that saliva experience. And to me, like I said, I think it's great. But this water will keep you super hydrated. Sometimes after putting the water in there and stirring, I'll put just a little more salt in there. Again, that's going to be kind of up to you on exactly how much salt, how much vinegar, apple cider vinegar. Some people actually only do half a lemon as well. Like I said, I really enjoy the lemon taste. I enjoy all of it. So I'm going to put more in there to get the more of the benefits. All right, well, I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have, and you want to do a little bit of an energy exchange, especially since you now know how to make such a healthy version of hydration water, please just take a second and like push that like button. It only takes like a second to push it. Go ahead and hit the subscribe. If you want to have more videos like this, hit the notification icon on there to make sure you get the videos out. I'm going to put some courses on here too, so if you want to sign up for your email so that you can be notified when the courses are up, you can do that. I also do one-on-one coaching, so if you're ready to up-level what's going on in your life right now, reach out to me for that as well. In the meantime, I appreciate you all so much, and I'm so thankful that we got to spend this time together today. And as always, choose love in everything that you do. Mahalo. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, salt is really good for grounding as well. So if you're having kind of an off day, or you feel like you're just off in the clouds and you're not really centered, you're not balanced, and you want to get more in touch with just being kind of calm, cool, collected, relaxed, you can actually take some, just a little pinch of salt, and you put it underneath your tongue, and then you let it dissolve. Now, a little bit more advanced, you can do some breathing techniques and stuff like that. I'll actually make a video on grounding, so you can check it out in the links below and know more about the importance of being grounded and how to stay grounded. But salt is one of the things that you can do to help with that. I do a lot of energy work, and me and my team, we travel with salt, like I mentioned before. And me and my team, we will just kind of, sometimes get a little pinch of salt under our tongues to ground ourselves. And especially when sometimes you're experiencing a bunch of energy. We do a lot of release work, so we work with negative emotions, limiting beliefs, and stuff like that, and we do release work for people. And sometimes there is a lot of energy in the air floating around. So salt, really good for grounding as well. Okay, yay! Oh my God, I love it.